Welcome everybody to another episode of Gorilla Gospel. We're gonna get into a session called vexing. Okay, vexing is another word for troubling or disturbing or just working on somebody's nerves. You know, uh, egging something. You know what I'm saying? Vexing. And we're coming out of First Corinthians, and this is chapter 1, where Paul is trying to explain something to the church. But we're going to kick it off like this before we describe this. It says this: For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent, which means the proud. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? All right. For since in in the wisdom of God, the world through wisdom did not know God, it pleased God through the foolishness of the message preached to save those who believe. And over here in chapter 2, 6 says, however, we speak wisdom among those who are mature, yet not the wisdom of this age, nor of the rulers of this age, who are coming to nothing. But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, the hidden wisdom which God ordains before the ages for our glory, all right, which none of the rulers of this age knew. Now, we're not going to close with that, but I'm going to just let you know this. When it comes to being vexed, why was Paul being vexed? And let me just do a demonstration of being vexed so you can get a good picture of it. You have a kid, and you got to support this kid, but the people that's in power and everything, they want to take possession of the kid. And so they're going to make it to where you want people to buy the right things, they won't cook your food right, they won't give you a job, they won't treat you fairly out in public, they will send people to just annoy you and just vex you, period. To where you either give up hope, run out of town, or just plain on kill yourself. One of the two. But you're left alone in the matter. Your kids will probably leave you also. Because this is what's going on with the church. See, Paul is trying to let them know that just because people could speak with good, if you read chapter 1, chapter 2 of 1 Corinthians, Paul trying to let them know that it's not the high speeches or money people got or fancy backgrounds that they got, because God did not come for those. God came for those who didn't have none of that stuff, man, so that through the power and the wisdom of God, knowledge and wisdom can be spoken through, and people can understand that, hey, this has to be God, because God did not, this guy does not have a lick ounce of knowledge through him. But when it came to it, there were like a separation in chapter 1, is what he was talking to the Corinthians about when it came to the Greek. And he's telling them that, the Greeks, they only want to, they go off of wisdom, not science. All right. It says, but to those who are called both Jew and Greek, Christ the power of God and the wisdom of God. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is wrong with it. He's talking about the people that he chooses. As foolish you might think that I am when I'm speaking the gospel, tell me, why is God dissecting this book through me? I don't know nothing about this book. I have not gone to school for this book, nothing. I don't even know how to say most of the words to it. But why is God solving a lot of mysteries through this book, through me? Why is he giving me the utterance of sound mind when I speak? Why am I not taking notes? Through the wisdom of God, through this book, I have come to realize that this world can seriously be brought back to righteousness. Because see, the earth is cursed, but through faith, which is believing that God is real and that he sent his son to die for our sins that we're going to be caught up with through the curse of the earth, is blessed with forgiveness, to keep going, to believe and not feel guilty that you failed in your sin. But fools, they won't let God do his thing. But what makes fools think that this world is theirs to do all the wrong? Is it this nice statue you see in front of me? Or this big old building right here? I mean, to say that people follow God and people preach the word of God, they surely don't see the signs of his work. And this has been going on since way back when. And it's and see, this, the word of Corinthians through Paul is not all peaches and cream. It's about retaliation when it comes to those that's trying to muscle their way in to God's house and take over with their foolishness of wearing big clothes and saying big words and coming from big backgrounds and everything like that, and taking the attention and the focus off of what Jesus Christ did as a poor person, giving his life, was showing nothing but the miracles and signs of the power of God, and placing it to the knowledge and the wisdom of man in fine clothes and stuff like that. Why do they want this power like that, right? You really wouldn't know until you really get into your book. All right. It says again in 21 or chapter 1, for since the wisdom of God, the world through wisdom did not know God. All right. And you can't you know, you have to be called to do this work. Because I mean, Paul was a straight soldier for God. He was called. A lot of them was. And when it comes to God choosing who he wants to choose, he would definitely know who the person God chose by their appearance and by their persona, man, their personality, bro, of how they treat people, whether they rich or poor. If they treat you like you ain't nothing because they got a lot of something and everything, or whatever, man, or they talk, you know a person by their fruit, man. And if you like that type of surrounding, then you're the people that he's talking about. And you're the people, the reason why there's so many churches up in this area and all over this world, and they don't have, you know, the right things going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to take back God's world, it would take understanding and wisdom. All right? Because he's telling people a lot of things, and a lot of people is not listening to what he's saying. All right? And I can't get it. I can't explain it too much for you, but to tell you to just read and meditate. Pray. Pray before you read. Ask God to give you the understandings and interpretations of these words. Then read, then meditate on it. Read it slow. Read one verse slow. The ones that you can't get or grasp, meditate on it. All right? Because Paul was seriously vexed by his own people a lot of times. Paul got up and left. Paul was stoned. Paul was beat up. Paul was put in jail. Paul was all type of things, and through shipwrecks and snake bites and all this other type of stuff, Paul was still preaching the word because he saw something, bro. The Jews were called, and they were seriously, in the beginning, they were seriously charged with being pure and leading by example of not sinning, so that the word of God can purify everyone that hears it, and not only hears it, but sees the example that's being set. And that's why the Jews, and you see in the Old Testament, it was the Jews that was seriously being charged with sin and everything, and God handing them over and all this type of stuff. And Paul is letting them know, hey man, we come too far, man, to keep doing this. And it says in chapter 1, verse 7, all right, it says, so that you come short. It says, so that you come short in no gift, all right, eagerly waiting for the revelation of our Lord Jesus Christ. And what he's telling you there is that, you know, you ain't gonna jump the gun and just go off of the knowledge and wisdom that you know when it comes to it. You know what I'm saying? Because the Greeks, they wrote the New Testament, but as you can see, it wasn't that the Greeks were all bad. They weren't. God calls a lot of people, and when he does call a lot of people, he calls the right ones. Some of them get caught back up in they sin, in their flesh, because people wants to take over stuff like this. Let's see this church over here. And you got good souls coming in there every week, and it's a lot of them, right? Well, you will have this one fool who comes from far left out of town somewhere, high background, all that type of stuff, wants to take over the church, and he's going like to all type of big churches and possessing them in their way and stuff to overthrow the preacher that's in there. And he persuades the preacher into letting him preach or whatever, or take over his flock or whatever, and before you know it, the church is poisoned. Just like, the Greeks took over the gospel and they made Jesus into this beautiful young man, which it says in the Bible, that's what man was going to do way before Jesus came. That Jesus did not have no beauty, and that his skin complexion wasn't even the color that it shows on these pictures and everything. But it says, man, that I was with you in weakness, in fear, and in much trembling. And this is what Paul is stressing, that people will beat you, people will try to kill you, people will, break you out of your soul because you stand strong on the gospel and not letting nobody come and pervert it. This is what's going on now. And I pray that you understand that. And let's go bring the gospel. Hope y'all understand. One.